Thank you for joining the meeting today and congratulations all you for being here. I will quickly walk you through the structure for the meeting. Each candidate will have 1 to 2 minute speech who are in the VP positions, and afterwards VP will ask a question from each of you. For co-president candidates, you will have a chance to deliver a 4 minute speech and then there will be a Q&A session. The order is VP DM first. We will go for Gagi Core first. Anvesha, could you please spotlight Gagi? Thank you. Whenever you're ready, Gagi.
Awesome. So, hi, my name is Gargi, and I'm running for the VP DM position. I'm very excited. Campaigning has been amazing, and looking at everybody's campaigning as well, I just want to kind of celebrate how we're almost done, and everybody has done such good effort and great work into it. I kind of just wanted to restate all of my 3 pillars and talk about why I want this position. My first pillar is enhanced digital resources. Second pillar is communications, and third pillar is one of my favorite is driving innovation. At least for digital management students at Ivy, we're a very ambitious bunch, and we do want to get a digital heavy focus out of our career here at Ivy. The first one being digital resources. I've talked to a lot of previous cohorts, and just talking and networking, I feel like giving opportunity to a lot of our DM students and just for them to get a little more resources about digital management coming out of aside from their essential and core classes is going to be great help, and that's something I look to do this year as well, if that is something that all of our cohort is interested in. The second one is communication, and it's a very broad one, but since I'm going to be the middleman between the faculty members and all of the students, I want to be able to have clear, transparent conversations. Whatever the students are willing to get out of their experience, I want to translate that, work with faculty members and vice versa. And the last one is driving innovation. I know we have a lot of things that digital management students do, such as IDIC, IDIS, but I do want to really kind of drive innovation further because being at Ivy, being this ambitious, I feel like we have this opportunity, this spotlight to do much more, putting our heads together, being creative. So just giving students a chance to kind of explore all of their avenues and options. The reason I want to be the VP of DM is not because I kind of feel I'm going to be the VP, but I am just going to be the one of like, I'm going to be like everybody else. I'm a student, only 3 weeks in, but I want to basically set expectations for what the next 15 months are going to be looking like. And whatever these DM students want to get out of their experience, I want to translate that into actually accomplishing that. Everybody has expectations coming into a program, moving to London, coming to Ivy. And when those expectations aren't met, we are disappointed. And therefore, just listening to what everybody has to say, working with faculty members, our previous cohorts, and just accomplishing everything is going to be my goal. And having a good time communicating and just interacting with the DM students and actually just all streams is what I'm kind of running for and standing for. So again, my name is Gargi. I'm running for VP DM, and thank you so much. I'm very excited to see what happens during nomination period.
Great speech, Gagi. Thank you so much. And next we have Leah Farley. I don't see Leah here, so we can move on. So Anvesha, could you please spotlight Gagi and Laura so that Laura can shoot the question she has for Gagi. And as I mentioned before, you have 1 minute to answer Gagi.
Okay.
Hi, Gargi. Really nice to see you virtually, and great job with your speech. My question kind of comes from and stems from kind of your innovation pillar, I would say mostly. Obviously, the role of VPDM over the last few years has kind of evolved to include spearheading the Ivy Digital Innovation Conference as president. So this year, our team built the fall competition out and ran that on top of the spring conference that we ran. So we ran the spring conference as a 2-week DM focused only case competition to focus on giving DM skills in the classroom and prepare us for corporate. So how do you kind of plan on taking this conference, include it in your duties, and add to it kind of?
So I do want to focus on this conference. I personally am a person who loves case competitions and really using like sprints time to really get creative and innovative. Obviously, you guys had something previous spring, so I do want to maybe talk to you, see how everything went, and get some kind of feedback from there, and also talk to my fellow cohort students and see what they want to get out of this experience. Currently, we're doing IDIC, which has been a very go, go, go situation. So I'm going to be taking my experience from here, talking to you, and also listening to what everybody wants from a case competition that's only for DM students, and then making a game plan according to that, and just working with everybody and kind of delivering on the type of experience they want, and then also working with industry professionals to actually make the whole case competition come to life from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Amazing. Next, we have our VPBA candidate. So Salma. Anvisha, could we please spotlight our VPBA candidate, Salma? And then Salma, you can go whenever you're ready. You have 1 to 2 minutes for your speech.
Okay, beautiful. Hello, everyone. My name is Salma Khalaf. I'm running for the VPBA position. So as any good Ivy student, what I did was initially I had my own set of goals and visions that I would like to achieve if I became VPBA, and the highlight was community. But then I also talked to my BA colleagues, and I was interested more in learning what they would like a vice president for the BA class to do. They listed so many things. I think the funniest was having more food at events. Definitely, they talked about having more diverse and inclusive events, more transparency and communication from the MScA between the MScA and the students, fun and community building events that are not crazy expensive, maybe events that could be efficient and of good use for their membership money. Also, they want to see the MScA collaborating with other MSc clubs to create bigger and better events, in addition to having more professional opportunities. And all of these are valid asks from the students and things that I hopefully would hope to achieve if I get elected as VPBA. Also, I wanted to mention that ever since I knew I was running for this position, I have campaigned relentlessly, honestly. I have created an Instagram page. I've spoken to class twice, Tuesday and Thursday. I have put posters up. I have tried to talk to students individually. I feel like I've talked to more than half of our class one-on-one. And just as much as I have taken campaigning so seriously, I plan to take your demands or what you would like a VPBA to accomplish even more and more seriously. So if my campaigning is an indication of anything, it's an indication of my hard work, my commitment, and my dedication. This was a very intense week. IDIC plus 2 assignments, 2 quizzes, BA, we are all in this together. And on top of that, I had to run my campaign, and I'm so proud that I run it the way I did. And I'm so proud and happy that I got to connect with all of you. And I'm positive that it's going to be a great year if I get elected as VPBA. I think my time is over. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Amazing speech, Salma. And we have the question round from Eshna. So you can go ahead, Eshna, whenever you're ready. And Salma, you have 1 minute to answer.
Hi, Selma. Great speech. And I've seen your campaign on Instagram. It was so great seeing how proactive you've been this week. So something that you mentioned in your speech and something that I've had a question of my own for you. So how will you ensure that proactive and clear communication between MScA students and faculty to avoid misunderstandings and keep everyone aligned?
That's a great question. I have led 5 different clubs as a student when I was in undergrad, and I feel one of the things that sort of like built this trust and this connection between me and the students that I led is keeping this clear line of communication. And that entails things like, for instance, we have our IV MSc BA WhatsApp group. That's one space that I could utilize to communicate clearly about what's happening. Emails are kind of overwhelming, so definitely I plan to use emails less, but then if it's an urgent update for whatever reason, then for sure I'll email students. Also, I'm hoping to create, we also have our Facebook group for the MSc cohorts, but maybe even we can create another group just for the BAs. Another thing that I plan to do is continuously checking in with students even after hopefully I get elected. I feel like regular check-ins is one important way for me to share my updates and for them to share sort of like metrics of how I'm doing and if they'd like me to change anything about my course of action, or maybe add more events or decrease events or communicate to them using this app and not that one. Or I think my time is over again. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much, Salma. Great job.
Thank you, Salma. Great answer. I see that Leah is here. So, Leah, if you're ready, we can go for the 1 to 2 minute speech that you've prepared.
Yeah, hi, sorry I was late. I was working on an assignment due tonight. Yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit more. I know my video kind of showcased what I was going to do for the student body, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about myself and why I would be qualified for the role of VPDM. So I did my undergrad in arts and science, and I did that at McMaster, which gave me a really wholesome across the board education, and I learned across disciplines. And in that, I also was involved in the student exec team called SASX, which was the Society of Arts and Science Students executive team. And one of my main roles was organizing the community committee, which was about creating community, which is one of my pillars. As you guys know, it's PEP, so positivity, education, people, and planet. And community would be about fostering relationships between people. And so one of the events that I would love to bring to the DM cohort is that of I did this initiative called Drop a Spot, where I talked about a cafe, or, each month had its own kind of category. And so if the month was cafes, then every week of that month, I would drop a new cafe that I would say that people could go to. And my goal with the Google form that I was talking about is creating those hobbies of interest with people, so people can get to know each other one-on-one or as a group outside of the classroom. So yeah, that's just something, a little bit about my background and what I plan to bring next year.
Amazing. Thanks, Leah. And I think Laura's ready for the quick Q&A round. And Leah, you have 1 minute to answer to Laura's question whenever you're ready.
Hi, Leah. Great job. Saw your campaign this week, and I thought PEP was kind of a cool way to kind of brand yourself. So I do have a quick question. So as a VP of Digital Management, you're kind of responsible for being the bridge between students, the faculty, and the program. So obviously communication and conflict resolution is a massive priority and responsibility of the VP, on top of planning social events with the MScA and driving your own mission as VP. So how would you kind of establish and manage conflict and communication between faculty and students should issues arise?
Yeah, I always like to approach issues with empathy, and I think it's important not to jump to conclusions. So whether that be on the faculty side or the student side, I think what's important before bringing them together is examine each side one-on-one. And so, for example, if there is conflict, I think, going to the faculty myself, trying to understand the conflict based on their end, and kind of understand where they're coming from, and then also going to the student or student body, that whether that be individuals or as a group, and seeing kind of where that conflict is arising. And then after doing my own kind of analysis on what the situation is, then if it's warranted, then I would bring them together and kind of have an open conversation where I'm kind of the mediator. And as you said, like bridging that gap between the two and making sure both sides feel equally heard. And then hopefully in that conversation, we can sort of agree on a mutual understanding or some sort of compromise for both parties.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Laura and Leah. And next we have our VP Finance candidates. And first of all, we have Umair. Okay, I don't see Umair, but we can definitely go back if he decides to join. And let's go with William. We are excited to hear your story.
How's it going, guys? So yeah, I'm William, for those of you who have met me. And for those of you who haven't yet, I'm William. I'm in the VP BA stream, and I'm running for your VP Finance. obviously I have a bit of a simpler pitch compared to a lot of like the VPDM and the VPBA who are, looking at student experience, looking at, what events they want to plan, how they want to communicate with, IB management. Kind of my three pillars are pretty straightforward. First, my main pillar is kind of agency. I feel like we're all adults in the VP in like the BA and DM streams, and it's our money that's going towards events. So I think people should have a decision on what they want. I think like a big step I try and take is kind of put out a poll right as the year starts and right as my 10-year learning from Montic starts, and see where people want their money to go, what experiences they value, what kind of events they want us to plan, and then like I'll conduct my VP finance role through that lens. So say people want a special emphasis on kind of team building or career management events. I don't mean career management, the class we take. I mean like, opportunities to meet with professionals. Then I'll know when I'm looking at our finances, maybe I should make a slightly larger allotment towards spending on those events. And if there's a certain type of event that people really don't find super helpful, that'll also play into my judgment on whether we can spend money on it. Because yeah, my overall point is it's their money, so they should have some say as to where it's going. And kind of my next pillar is transparency. I think it's important that people pay this $310 at the start of the year. They want to know exactly where that's going. So I think I try and put out sort of bi-weekly or monthly might be more reasonable, but just like kind of a breakdown of where all the money's going. So obviously like a total lump sum amount of what we're spending on everything, but also a breakdown of that $300 they paid, how much of that is going to what, how much of that is already accounted for, how much do we have to spend on future events, that sort of thing. Just so like they're really able to observe what we're spending their money on. And then back to the transparency thing, and this is also part of the agency thing, is if we're giving them these reports, I'd also like to be able to give a way for them to give us feedback, a way for them to, comment on our spending. We have to be accountable to the cohorts. So changes they want us to make. And then that brings me to my third pillar, which is just conservatism. It's my job to be the bad guy this year. I want to make sure the events we want to have, the events people are excited about, I want to make sure we have lots of money to spend on those so they can be high quality, meaningful experiences. And I want to make sure that like, I'm not afraid to, kind of shoot down the things people don't want. I think like a big part of my role is being willing to like kind of put my foot down and say, I think X or Y is a silly expense. And, I'm really not afraid to be that guy.
Okay. Thank you, William. And I'm sorry to cut you out. It's, I just wanted to let you know that your 2 minutes was up.
Yeah, no problem.
And Montec, we will go to the question round, and William, you will have 1 minute to answer Montec's question.
Sounds good. Great job, William, on your speech, and congratulations on running a great campaign so far. So my question for you is, during the MScA term, students pay an upfront fee for services the MScA will provide throughout the duration of their term as students at Ivy. Here, it's a very fundamental accounting principle is the difference between deferred revenue versus accrued revenue. I'm not too sure how familiar you are of these terms, but if not, I can dive deeper. So my question is for you, how will you be able to distinguish between these terms?
I mean, to my mind, in the context of what we're talking about, deferred revenue would be basically like money we know we have XYZ event services forecasted in the budget. We have this amount of money that we haven't spent on them yet, but that amount will be set aside. At least this is my understanding. So that is deferred revenue because it's revenue we can't actually recognize yet until we provide XYZ service to the people. What was the other revenue, accrued revenue you had mentioned?
Yes, accrued revenue and deferred revenue.
Oh, accrued revenue. Okay, I'm not an accountant. I guess I got to disclaim that. I guess to me, accrued revenue would mean like the excess revenue we have to spend like on more of like extra revenue we have to spend on like a day-to-day basis beyond like we have this money to spend like additional events on. I'm not sure if that satisfies your question or.
Sorry, your time's up, William. That was a good answer, and thank you, Montek, so much. And I think
No
we
trouble.
can move on to our next portion, which is co-president candidate speeches and Q&A round. So we have Annie first to go. Let's start with your speech. So as you already know, you have 4 minutes for your speech. You can start whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you everyone. My name is Annie. I'm a current MSc student in digital management, and I am nominating myself as a co-pres. So a little bit about me. Throughout my university life as a IB/HBA student, I've been very fortunate to experience a very rich and vibrant environment. And now I just want to bring that experience along to the MSc program, so everyone will have the same study hard and play hard experience. And today I want to share my vision to more detailed and also maybe answer some of the questions that about my future plans. So my vision is to lead MSCA to be a guiding presence, ensuring that everyone get valuable insights, feeling supported along this journey, and really just to have fun. And as president, I'll be there and walk alongside with you on this path, creating a sense of belonging and communication. And my first pillar is to create diverse opportunities. We're all at the point of our life where we are seeking for exploration and growth. So as a president, I want to organize diverse events, so much more than just regular workshops in the limited industry, but really to find your passion. I want I want those events to go beyond the usual social gathering and really just like a finance aspect to really use the money to the pain point and dig deeper into what truly matters for our development. I will also ensure that every initiative provides this real value just to help you explore new possibilities, refine your interest, and prepare your life beyond the classroom. My second pillar is to flourish an inclusive and supportive community. And as we know here at IB, we have more than half of students who are international, and I am one of you. As international student myself, I truly resonate how difficult it is to have the courage to speak up and then really just show your passion. I know like many of you have brilliant ideas and ambitions, but just lack of confidence to present yourself. But here I am standing here and running for co-pres of MSCA. I want to inspire you or even prove to you that you also have the ability to find your spotlight here. As a president, I will make it a priority to create a space where everyone's voice is heard. But more than that, I want to encourage all the ambitions and make sure no one feels hesitated. Because I believe inclusivity is not just about welcoming diversity, but really to celebrating it. My third pillar is very simple, is for all of you to have fun. I believe university life is not just about studying and working. It's a unique time that we can explore who we are, building connections, and to really make memories that last a long lifetime. I want to organize monthly social events that really brings everyone together so we can know each other at the personal level and build lifelong friendships. Even in the future, we can be business partners. With 74 BA students and 76 DM students, let's come together as a big family and make the most out of this experience. Lastly, leadership to me is about empowering others, achieving shared goals, and really just staying true to ourselves. If you believe in me and my vision, or feel inspired or just connected to what I've shared in this campaign, I would deeply appreciate for you to vote me as co-president of MSCA, and we can bring this vision to life together. And now I'm open to any of the questions in terms of my experience, background, or just my future plans as in my mind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Annie. That's an amazing speech. And we'll next go to Margie. Let me spotlight here. Whenever you're ready, you have 4 minutes.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So hi, everyone. My name is Margie Patel, and I'm extremely thrilled to be running to be your MSCA co-president. This is a very exciting time for all of us as we embark on a very unique, very much fast-paced, short journey, a very exciting journey here at IB. And I want to take this opportunity to, make our short journey here at IB a very memorable one and a meaningful one that's to you. I plan to do this by implementing you, the students, in the process in a platform that I like to refer to as thebomb.com. So This platform focuses on 3 key pillars, so community, communication, and commitment. So yes, these are very nice buzzwords, Margie, but what do they actually mean? To me, they are very much more than just words. They definitely represent the values that I hold and will uphold as I work alongside you, the students, to ensure that every voice is heard, every student feels included, and every need is met to the best of the MSCA's ability. So just to dive deep into the pillars, we'll start with community. We've all chosen this program to challenge ourselves, but more importantly, to grow. And what better way to grow than to grow together? So I believe our experience at Ivy is not just about our academics, it's about fostering a sense of belonging, which has been so nice to hear from all the other candidates. We want to create that community feel here at Ivy. So it's nice to hear that everyone is wanting that. And as a co-president, I would want to also build a very tight-knit community where we all support each other in and out of the classroom. What this may look like is hosting events that bring us together in meaningful ways. So whether it be a social event, a study group period, or even just networking opportunities, I think those sorts of events will allow us to strengthen our bond within our cohort and overall just allow us to help each other succeed. I know Annie mentioned this. We have a lot of diverse individuals in our cohort, and I think that is a collective strength of ours. So why not, hold events and have experiences that reflect the diverse interests of our group, where we create spaces where everyone feels welcomed. But this cannot happen if there is no communication. So that leads me into my second pillar, which is the importance of maintaining a clear line of communication, not just between students, but faculty and staff as well. I plan on doing this by having regular feedback sessions, utilizing our Instagram page to the best of our ability, really, getting all those posts out there and letting everyone know what's going on within our program, and potentially even making a learning page where it's a one-stop shop for all of your information and you're not getting lost in all the emails that are coming to you. So not only that aspect of communication, but I think another point I want to make is making myself available to the students, whether it's for a quick chat, just to voice your concerns, or just to bounce ideas off of each other. I want to make sure that every student feels empowered to express their concerns with me and know that those concerns, will be heard and valued and respected. So I think that is a very important part of communication as well that I wanted to highlight. And lastly, I just want to touch on commitment, the last pillar. I want to make sure that everyone feels and understands that I'm committed to you, to ensure that your experience here at Ivy is a fulfilling one and it's supportive as possible. I'm someone who is very passionate when it comes to advocating for students' needs. So whether it's to bring new ideas to the table or to ensure that we have the resources that you're looking for, I want to make sure that I'm showing up for you and ensuring that every student has, an overall positive and memorable experience at Ivy. So if I haven't emphasized it enough, I want to be a co-president that, not only represents you, but also works with you to create an environment, where we all succeed academically, personally, and professionally. So thank you so much again for the opportunity, and I look forward to the question period afterwards.
Amazing. Thank you, Margie. And we'll go to our last candidate, Gauzy. I don't think Mason's here. So yeah, Gauzy will be our last candidate for co-president role. Whenever you're ready, Gauzy, let me just remove the spotlight here. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gauzy, if I haven't met you, or if I have, sorry. And I'm here to be your candidate as the co-president for the MSCA, not only to lead, but to serve. Before I delve into my vision and pillars, let me first tell you my definition of leadership. I believe leadership is both envisioning a better future as well as making it happen, making it a reality through teamwork, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. In everything I do, my commitment to serving my community has always been my leading motivation. And I promise to bring the same dedication, passion, and vision to my role as co-president, ensuring that our community thrives in all aspects. An important thing to note is that I've never achieved anything by myself, because I have always had a supportive team around me. So you can be rest assured that I will not treat this job as a solo endeavor, but as a collective one. because this is and always has been about us. So my pillars are communication. I want to hear your ideas, concerns, and your vision of what our community should be. I want to establish open forums, regular check-ins, and whether it's academic, social, or professional concerns, I want to make sure that your needs are being met all the way. My second pillar, inclusivity. I believe our diversity is one of our greatest strengths, and I'm committed to ensuring that every student feels supported, valued, and respected. I have tons of experience being away from home, so I can likely relate to most of you. And I will work to create an environment where everyone can celebrate their authentic selves, cultures, and backgrounds. My third pillar, togetherness, is togetherness. We all come from different disciplines, backgrounds, and experiences, and I think that is what makes our community so rich. We're all here for 15 months, so we might as well make it the best 15 months we can. I'll work to create more opportunities for us to connect beyond the classroom by leveraging some of the staple events the previous MSc executive teams have had, as well as some new ideas of my own, such as like speed networking or campfire chats. I'm not just running for this position to lead, I'm also running for this position because I believe that there's real power in our collective effort, our shared wisdom, and our diverse perspectives. I'm asking for your vote, but I'm also asking for your partnership because I know together we can achieve great things. Thank you.
Amazing, great speech. So I'll start with my Q&A round from Gauzy. So let me just put a slide. Okay. So my question for you, Gauzy, is how would you handle a situation where the MSCA is facing a significant challenge or a crisis situation? And what steps would you take to ensure stability and clear communication during such times? It's because you mentioned communication is one of your pillars and you emphasize the importance of it. So yeah.
Well, for one, I don't shy away from challenges, so I think the best thing would be to face it head on. I would speak to all the major players involved, so faculty and the students, try and get a really well-rounded idea of and scope of the issue, first and foremost. Secondly, I'll consult my team. You know, there's other people in the executive team, other leaders, other people with different perspectives and views. And I think together we'll be able to come up with a suitable solution and knock the problem down.
Amazing. That's a clear-cut answer, and I really like how we are going to approach MSCA if there's any crisis or challenging situation. Thank you, Gauzy. And we'll move on to our next candidate, Margie. So I have a question for you. Let me put you on right here. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, my question for you is, as the co-president, you'll need to work closely with others in leadership roles. Can you describe a time when you successfully navigated a difference of opinion with a peer of colleague?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question, first off. So from just my previous leadership roles, it has definitely taught me the importance of maintaining balance when you're trying to be a strong advocate for students' concerns. Someone who's worked in internal program reviews as well as serving on the student senate boards here at Western, actually. I've definitely had experience gathering feedback from both students and faculty trying to create actionable solutions. So especially, when it comes to faculty and students, there are sometimes differing views. So an example that I can give is especially during the pandemic time. So here at Western, we had a policy called SRAs, so self-reported absences. This is a very nice thing for students to have. It's something that they were able to report if they couldn't make it, to an exam, or if they couldn't submit it an exam in time. You get 2 extra days to do that. Whereas, so it's nice for students, not so nice for professors, because it allows them to, or it makes them have to, change their schedule, maybe book another exam room. So when it comes to, how do I conflict resolute that sort of, different stakeholders, different values, different viewpoints, I think it's really important for me to maintain that fair and neutral stance by, actively prioritizing active listening. So that means making sure you're listening to both students and faculties, making sure that you're understanding both their concerns as well as their ideas without any bias. And I think it's really important to approach that solution without, any premature ideas. So I think I would really use that experience in my experience here, especially at Ivy with such differing and diverse views. So thank you so much.
Amazing. That's really a great example. And yeah, we'll move on to our next candidate, Annie. Annie, my question for you is, how do you plan to lead the team towards achieving the vision you just described during your speech?
Of course. So one thing I think is most important is that we share the same vision. I was just generally talking about my vision, but I can dive into so much of the details that we will need a regularly team meeting to make sure everyone's on the same page. And I just want to expand a little bit more about my pillars and my future events that we all share an agreement that is valuable to achieve this vision. For example, the first one will be diversity-wise. And I was thinking to have a pronoun sticker to all the name tags, for example, something like this. I've made myself to show what's your preferred pronoun. And that's one of the examples that I wanted to bring to the table. And the second thing is probably the dog therapy to create more opportunities that because I know a lot of students who are passionate about the animal care industry. So I think this will not only bring like very a mental health activity, but also to make sure that everyone knows that what's going on in this industry, and also to have fun. Monthly social, for example, bowling and karaoke. I've been connected to some partnerships in London, for example, Remix Karaoke, that we can form a long-term cooperation to make sure this happens. That's my part of the job. And also to make sure we arrange weekly schedule, and also very important, having feedbacks. I want to hear all of you's feedback on my vision and on my action, or just give me ideas that what you think of my ideas are. Yeah, I think that's what I will do mostly to manage the team.
Amazing. That's a great answer, Annie, and you handled it really well. So I see Mason is here. If you're ready for your 4-minute speech, we can put the spotlight. Give me 1 second.
Hi, Rasiri. I was wondering if you can walk me through some of the ground rules for this Meet the Candidate session.
Yeah, sure. You will have 4 minutes to present your speech that you have prepared, and then I will be asking you a question for which you will have 1 minute to answer.
Did you say 4 minutes or a full minute?
4 minutes for the speech, 1 minute as the answer for the question I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
Start your speech whenever you're ready.
Okay. I was wondering, yeah, okay, let's get started. Also, just one question before we start.
Yeah.
Are there only 13 attendees of this meeting, or are there any other, is the entire student body or other students watching the session too?
So we have 13 participants as of now, but this recording will be uploaded on YouTube so that your classmates who missed this session can go back and watch this speeches and Q&As when deciding who to vote.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you, Rasiri, and thank you for everybody for participating in this election. So my name is Mason, and I'm running for co-president of MScA. Let me tell you a little bit about myself first. I was born and raised in Shenzhen, China, and I went to college in the United States. I went to Georgetown University. And one of the reasons that I would like to join Ivy is because of its efficiency and entrepreneurship. When I was at Georgetown, I was taught that public service is a good thing. And that is the reason why I'm running for co-president of MScA. But then overall, throughout my 4 years in college, I realized that politics is one form of public service, but at the same time, there are other more innovative ways to do service to the people. And that's when it occurred to me that business is also a powerful form of public service, which is the reason why I applied to and now joined the Ivy Business School to study digital management. And when I mean by business is a powerful form of public service, I mean expanding the resources that we could give to our current students. So empowerment would be a big theme of my campaign. And what do I mean by empowerment and resources? I mean by expanding on the partnership that we currently have with external partners, such as corporate entities and nonprofit entities, to make sure that we can increase exposure to our students to current employers, because that's one of the big reasons we come to Ivy, right? We come to Ivy to innovate and to pursue entrepreneurship. But at the same time, I'm sure a big topic is to find a job successfully after graduation. So that would be the biggest part of my campaign. And my goal is to really make sure that our students can benefit from these bread and butter issues. Yeah. And second, I know Anna talks about fun and inclusivity and joy. And that would also be a huge part of our the element of our program, because this 60 months is not just about finding jobs, interviews after interviews, and doing cases after cases after cases. That would be just like going to a 9 to 5, right? We don't want that. We don't want a 9 to 5. This is also a fun 16 months. We all want it to be very fun, because after 20 years, 30 years down the line, we're not going to remember the cases that we do every morning, all right? 8 to 1. 20 years down the line, we're going to be someone that's successful and perhaps powerful. And at the end of the day, when we look back, we're going to remember all the fun times we have, like playing bowling, which the current MScA organized, which I think is very successful, and going to karaoke and going to the rec room at Masonville. So another part of my campaign, joy and fun and inclusivity. We'll make sure we have more pizza parties, make sure we have as much gathering as we have in the next 16 months. But not just pizza parties, but also Chinese food, Thai food, and our very best Canadian cuisine. That would be my approach this 16 months. So I would say, let me end with this. I want to be a co-president for all of you, whether you're a DM or BA, whether you're from Canada, whether you're from Pakistan, India, or Germany. I want to be a co-president for all of you. And on September 29th, let's get out there and vote, and then we can get to work. Thank you, and best of luck.
Great speech, Mason. I like the food part. And my question for you is, can you provide an example of a time where you had to make a difficult decision under pressure? How did you handle it, and what was the outcome? Because in this role, you would have to go through some stressful times where you have to handle pressure, academic stress, your professional journey. So all of this, how are you planning to handle all of these aspects in your life?
Yeah, that's a very great question. One time, when I was the vice president of Hong Kong Student Association, we suffered from a major backlash from the community, because, as you know, Hong Kong was at the center of international politics turmoil back in 2020 and 2021, and also and beyond, right? So the Hong Kong Student Association at that time in my university was at center stage of the attention. We are expected by the community, by the students, to make a statement about what's been happening in Hong Kong, the recent political turmoil. But at the same time, we pride this Hong Kong club as a cultural club, but we don't want to involve ourselves in any political turmoil. So that was a very stressful time for me and the president at the time. So we put out a statement that doesn't talk about the political turmoil, but we wanted to foster understanding and inclusivity and this sort of tolerance from both sides of the aisle. And that was our approach.
Amazing. Great answer. I really liked how you structured it and that you have faced such situations in the past. Thanks, Mason. And let me quickly remove the spotlight here. I just want to thank everybody for joining us this evening, where you walked us through your campaigns that you have planned and what you're planning to do for your colleagues. And it was very exciting to hear what your plans are. And I can see that there's a strong team out here. And as you all know, tomorrow marks the end of the campaigning period, and we have our election voting link coming out on Sunday, and you will have 48 hours to vote, and only MSCA members can vote. We will be sharing more details through email closer to the important dates. And yeah, this video recording will be uploaded, so whoever wants to rewatch it, get to know you better, please suggest that they go to YouTube channel and watch this video. And hope you have a great long weekend. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Siri.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Cheers,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir.